Coming to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulation.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Well, good day, fine listening audience. Welcome to the Detroit Cast with Mike and Jay. Big E, of course, is here. Shalom, Big E. Jay, how are you, my friend?
Good day. I'm quite well, thank you.
Are you?
Yes.
You look summery.
I'm
A
wearing
little bit.
shorts. It's
Yeah.
nice out.
That's what it is. It's shorts.
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 It's the short pants.
If this was the dead of winter and you were wearing the shorts, I'd be,
It'd be odd.
confused, but you're wearing them today. That's
The kids are wearing shorts like crazy now, though.
Dude.
You seen the kids all winter long wearing
It's hilarious.
shorts?
Yes, I have, and I see them like not just like get out of the car and run into school, like walking down the street.
Yeah, they
by
do their thing in
themselves.
shorts now.
I don't know what that is, but I do remember those days a little bit, and I hated wearing a jacket. Like that was my thing when I was growing up. I still do. I don't like going to a restaurant and hanging it on something or setting it down in a booth. I'd rather just be like simple. Give me a wallet. I don't want a like a purse.
You don't want a fanny pack?
I've long outgrown the fanny pack. And I don't like coats, so I kind of am with kids like that. I think it's just like, it's more comfortable when I
Yeah,
get
the
where I'm
shorts
going.
are a whole different level, though. I don't get that.
Yeah, I think that's been
Ah,
going
the
on for a
kids.
while,
The
though,
kids.
right?
Yeah, it has
Why
been.
you young kids out there today?
Get off my lawn!
Yeah. Hey, we never mentioned it yesterday, but Wolfie came by here, the famous Wolfie. who
Listener
does-
Wolfie. Yeah.
Yeah, he's done some of the most offensive drawings of
Known to
the
man.
of the Detroit Cast community for sure. He's a monster, and he usually, I don't know, for whatever reason, draws me as extra fat. He gives you a giant dick in every
Always
picture
with the
he's
red.
drawn of you.
Always with the red fanny pack on you, though.
Yeah, which is
nice.
weird. Which is very weird, especially even when it's like describing stories that have happened like today. I've got a red fanny pack on.
He's
for
had some
reason.
great Nana pictures.
Yeah, well,
Very memorable.
He had messaged me and E last week and was like, "Hey guys, I made something for you, and is there any way I could come by and drop it off?"
And neither of you responded.
Well, so, that's sort of true. E,
I know that because he came to me and was like, "Yeah, I haven't heard back from either of those guys."
Yeah, I think
Well, I don't know. It's not my house. I told
Yeah.
Mike that he texted me. I read him and said, "Hey, what do you want me to tell
I know
him?"
it's out of your hands at that point.
Yeah, E
I would
did his
agree.
part, and for my part, I will have you know that I wrote him a lengthy response back
Lengthy?
on Facebook. Yes.
Oh, good.
I wrote him a lengthy
Cordial?
response, very cordial, and I said, "Look, man, I don't like having people over here. Period. It is my house. I'm dead serious. I was like, it is my house. Sundays are rough. We've got a lot of shit to do, and so as long as you're cool with that, you're welcome to come by." Drop this off, but we're not gonna have a ton of time to hang out and shit like that. I don't mean to be rude, but there's tend to be later nights and blah blah blah. So he doesn't get back to me, and so then he starts tweeting at me, going, "Dude, I left E a message and he didn't respond, blah blah blah, and now you won't respond. Just let me know this and that." And I'm like, "Fuck face! I wrote you on Facebook." Turns out he'd been suspended from Facebook for one more of his offensive drawings,
Shit.
and so he had to create another Wolfie account so that he could then see my message.
Yes.
Yeah, which is how that came together. I'm glad it did
I'm
because
glad you connected because we got
Yeah.
a nice little gift from Wolfie.
we sure did, man. This is
I guess I could go hold it up in front of the camera mildly.
yeah, mildly or just do that.
You gonna be able
It's
to hold
heavy.
this? E? It's like 50 pounds.
I know.
Yeah,
be able to handle
Can
this?
E hold 50 pounds? Dude, these are incredible to me. Like Jerry, it's Jerry, right? In
Jerry.
Canada that made this unbelievable Radio for One Studios Detroit Cast wood burning project. And every time people get in here and look at this thing, they're like, "Holy shit! I had no idea how impressive that thing was."
Yeah, how big it is.
Yeah, and so this is another wood piece.
It's a one of a kind. It's a one of a kind for sure, and that's what I appreciate about it too. People have some skills, and they take the time to do this stuff for us. It's very cool.
Chair out of the way. Yeah, it's so how would you? It's like 3-dimensional. This stained wood, and it's got. Yeah, have they? It was our post pick yesterday, which doesn't, I'm sure, do it justice to versus seeing it in person. But thank you to him. It's really beautiful piece of art, and we will at some point over the next 6 years get it hung up properly.
We'll get it up.
Yep. I mean, Jerry had to wait a year before his got hung up
It was
properly,
too long.
which is rather embarrassing. But it is what it is. So, and then he brought over also the clock he made of Big E, which is hysterical. Like you've all seen Wolfie's drawings and depictions of all three of us, and the one he did of E, the one he does of E, always cracks me. Whenever I see E in drawing form, I laugh my ass off. And he did one of those drawings and then burned it into wood and cut it out and
Little
put
stick arms going around as the minute and hour hand.
his little arms are the hour and minute, and it's just like, I don't know, a foot and a half thing. It's pretty funny. So he brought that over too and gave it to E, presented it to him.
Thank you, Wolfman.
Yes, Wolfman. So that was fun. A lot going on today. Boy, the takedown at Fox News continues, my man.
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
They're gunning for the big dogs.
They sure are. And Sean Hannity was
in the
front and center there.
crosshairs.
Boy, was he. Crosshairs. That's a good call. It was funny. I was reading some of the stories, and we won't get too much into it right this second, but one of the stories, I'm like, ooh, Sean Hannity, harassment allegations at Fox News. And as I'm looking down, I'm like, hey, that's Debbie Schlessel. And it's like Debbie Schlesel's making the claims, and I know Debbie, media girl around here who's from here. And it was like, oh, great. What happened now? So anyway, I reached out to Debbie, and she's going to pop on the show here. So we'll
Excellent.
Yeah,
Some details.
We'll call her and see how salacious it was, if it was salacious. But yeah, it's kind of interesting when you see out of the blue someone's name you recognize
This
is
is bizarre.
in the news. Like, yeah, boy. So we'll do that coming up.
Hey, Mike, Zotford is right in the middle of a spring cleaning, and all 2016s must go. While supplies last, get over 30% off a new 16 Ford Edge. Yes, this is the new body-style Ford Edge with class-leading style, safety, and fun. Save $10,000 to $14,000 on all 16 Ford Edges in stock. Get to I-75 and Exit 98, where the hottest sales staff in Oakland County will make all of your dreams come true.
Hey, did you see France had their elections going
Yeah,
on
they have
yesterday?
like a runoff.
Coming up.
Is that the deal? Like they have kind of a primary where they eliminate
Yeah.
people and get it down to 2?
Yeah, so like an elimination round on
Yeah.
a game show. Yeah, I guess it is. And now
Similar
they
to
get
ours.
to the general, the primaries and then the generals. And I don't, obviously know much about these people, but the shit is going down in France. I know there were riots today in France because one of the runners, Marine Le Pen, the chick, is kind of like the Donald Trump in this
Yeah,
thing. And
populist.
Yes. And the interesting thing about this story is that of all those people that were in the running, this is the first time in 60 years they didn't choose anyone from like their main two parties.
Yeah, so this would be the equivalent of a Democrat and a Republican not making it.
Yeah. And
we've
you got some
like an
weird.
independent and a Green Party or something in
Yeah.
the finals.
Can you imagine? That shows the level of frustration though that's going on in the world. That
Yeah.
you keep seeing this happen is like, you people aren't doing good enough.
Yeah.
You're not. We're tired of the same shit and the same lines and stories and not getting shit done.
Tired of our borders being open, tired
Yeah.
of losing our culture.
So this is essentially what's going to happen. I guess it's in 2 weeks they'll do this, and neither of us will pretend to be experts in France's
Oh, you're not gonna vote?
election.
You're not gonna
no,
vote in
I will not
France's?
be voting. There's a couple aspects of this story that I find funny, but at no point am I going to be a talking head for election systems in France.
Got it.
I don't even know their names really. I know Le Pen is hated by the left, and the other dude is hated by everyone on the right. But there's a few things about it. So they're calling this Frexit, possible Frexit, because this Le Pen this is like Obama versus Trump, basically, is what you got here. You got a guy that's Obama's a fan of his. The other dude, what's his name? Hold on, I told you I didn't know shit. Emmanuel Macron, and then this Le Pen, who's accused of anti-Semitism and blah blah blah.
Yeah, her dad was really controversial, I guess.
Yeah, a lot of people declared him a racist and an anti-Semite,
Yeah.
and went down in a blaze of glory, and so she's tried to build back up, but she believes, when these votes are going on, there's a lot of people very, very frustrated at a lot of the terrorism aspects in Paris, France in general, and people are not getting really fucking sick of people like, oh my God, we got to be inclusive, and it's open borders. And
Right.
So her big thing is, fuck you, we're shutting the borders, we're not welcoming in any immigrants, like 10,000 a year, that's it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, worldwide, we're seeing a bounce back against this progressivism, right?
Yes. And so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. They had security on high alert. They had some riots. People are just so offended that she even made the cut. The other thing that's kind of interesting about this
But it's going to be like the same playbook, right, against Trump. It's the whole,
Yeah.
you're racist, this and that.
and I think Trump's a fan of hers too. I mean, he's plugged her a couple times, like, yeah, it should go this way.
Yeah.
And when you look at the map of where we're talking about, and you see like where like who voted for who. You know, they always do that. They chop our map into blue and red and all
Purple.
Yeah, this state went that way, California went blue, and wow, Michigan and Pennsylvania flipped to red. You know, like that whole thing. When you look at the France map, anybody that is bordering like these where the terrorist issue is, any one of them around the entire fucking country is 100% Le Pen. Like all of
That's
them.
awesome.
And the people that are more inland and like, oh my god, we got to be more welcoming.
It's really
like,
not that big a problem.
yeah, for you, fuckface, you don't live here where we do.
Yeah, they just had one over the weekend, right?
Yeah, a
In
cop was
Paris,
shot.
Yeah.
In Gay Paris. The other thing that's funny about this, and you know, this won't be breaking news to anyone who's French, but the guy that's running we'll call him Obama. That dude was like 16 or 17 years old, and he's in a drama class, and his drama teacher, she's like 25 years his senior, and they've released a picture of him like kissing her on the cheek after a performance.
They do that.
He was
They're
in the
French.
arts. Well, yeah, that's true. He was in the arts though. This is like going back to '93, and he's an actor, thespian, if you will, very into the arts and stuff like that. And so they're like, oh yeah, look at him, here he is kissing her on the cheek, and he tells her like 2 years later, like, I'm gonna marry you, and she's
25
like,
years his senior.
yeah. Oh yes, he was so advanced for his age. Like she's telling this, like, oh, he was not like other students. He hung out with the teachers in the teachers' lounge. He was much more advanced than any of them. Well, he ended up fucking marrying her, and they've been married since like 2007. But he was with her like 2 years after that picture or whatever. She like ended up moving out of her husband's place. She's got like 3 kids. And divorced her husband and has been in a relationship with this dude forever.
May-December relationship.
Yeah, and
Wait,
so
how old is she now?
she's like 68. He's like 39 or something. It's
Yeah.
fucking weird. I mean, whatever, more power to him. But could you imagine if that was flipped and you had like a male teacher and a
Right.
female? Like people would so
Monstrous.
frown on
It'd be
it.
the story in Tennessee, right?
Yeah. At the-
Cummins.
yeah, Tad Cummins, exactly. And what was her name? Elizabeth.
I don't know. She
Oh, come
sews
on.
Confederate flags.
I know, dude. Anytime you even see the headline, that's all I think is the outburst of her sewing the Confederate flags. But Emmanuel said to me at age 17, "Whatever you do, I will marry you." And
That's bizarre.
yeah, isn't that kind of weird? She was a married mom of 3. She's a 6-time grandma now, and they've got pictures of them together, and it's like, but apparently he's in love. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. So it'll be interesting to see where this ends up going in a couple weeks. I guess we'll see them run. Most people think that the Obama guy, the French Obama, is going to win, but they all thought the American Clinton was going to win
Right.
here. So I don't know.
Yeah,
Fascinating.
Everyone thought Brexit wasn't going to go either. You hear they're going to re-vote on that?
Are they really?
Yeah, the prime minister set a vote. I think.
How do you do
fairly-
that?
I don't know their parliamentary rules. I do like watching Parliament though.
Why? What is it about Parliament?
They're
Is it the
crazy.
Whigs?
No, those sons of bitches just stand up and yell at each other.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Where can you watch that?
C-SPAN.
C-SPAN. Are they
Yeah.
still doing that on C-SPAN?
I don't have cable, so I'm not
Heard
exactly
that.
sure, but
Yeah.
that's where I've seen it before.
Speaking of Elizabeth Thomas was the girl in Tad Cummins, and the father of her says that her experiences may have changed her forever.
Yeah, they were located over the weekend, I think. I don't know
Yeah.
that we talked about this.
No, we haven't. It was one of those that broke in the Friday or something when we weren't on. But yeah, she was with him at
15-year-old, maybe abducted, maybe not.
so not abducted. Sorry,
Well,
dude,
legally abducted.
Well, yeah,
because
sure.
she can't consent.
Yeah, right.
But it sounds like she, to the extent she could consent, she really wanted to be with this guy.
When I hear kidnapping, I think of like classic kidnapping, like
You
stolen.
take a kid at a mall.
Right. You just snared some kid and took off with him. And while technically under the law that, yes, you are right, a 15-year-old cannot consent, but it sounds like by all accounts, she absolutely went with this guy. And they were found at some like hostel in like bordering, like in California bordering
Yeah, they were
Oregon.
laying low in some cabin, right?
Yeah. And so they checked in, and I guess the lady that runs the hostel there, which is basically just like a really cheap version of a hotel where just like random people can go there and for a few bucks can crash for the night.
Yeah.
Something like that. And they're all over the coast of California. Like when you're up and down the coast there, they're everywhere.
All over Europe.
Are they? Well, so they moved into one, and this chick recognized Mr. Cummins. And so she was like, yeah, hey, here's your room. And then they called the police. And I guess he gave up really peacefully, and so they've been kind of doing the interview circuit. Like her dad was on the Today Show or one of those, and then his sister was on and like wants to make everyone aware that he's not really a monster.
I did hear he filled his Cialis prescription before taking off.
Really?
Yeah, he took that like $4,500 loan and filled his Cialis prescription.
That shit's not cheap either. So he's got $4,500 to his name, and he's going to take $300 and buy Bona pills.
Well, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, well, 15, yeah, for sure. So yeah, he wants his daughter to be the same as before she disappeared. When she was found, she described by authorities as healthy and unharmed. However, authorities noted their main concern is her state of emotional and mental well-being. Even physically, she's changed. She's lost a lot of weight. Which might not be the end of the world. Good thing, but
She a little chunky
well,
going into this.
no, I wouldn't say chunky. That's definitely not fair. But I mean, a little weight loss. We could all use a little weight loss, right?
Yeah, we could.
Who couldn't use a touch of weight loss? And so, in that respect, like I said, they were found in California, but he's gonna end up doing a lot of jail time. Apparently,
I just don't get the end game, this dude,
No, I know.
Like, nationwide manhunt. What did you think was going to happen?
Yeah.
Is it just like, fuck it, I'm just throwing a Hail Mary. I'm just going to go get some poon and
Is it possible?
lay low as long as I can and bank it for the rest of my life.
Is it possible that you could be so dumb as to think like, well,
gonna
if we
get
just
away
get
with
out
it?
of our neighborhood and get out of here, no one will say anything? Like, dude, it's not possible for someone to be that stupid, right? Like, even the idea of running to Mexico or something is like, it gives you a better chance. We've heard people like 20 years later found out in Mexico.
Yeah.
And, you talk about stuff like that. But, dude, you're going to stay in the United States? He would have to know there's a federal manhunt. And,
She's going to get sick of his ass after 3 weeks.
or him of her.
Yeah.
Seriously, dude, he's 50. She's 15. What
I
possible
know. once you've
conversation
gone,
can they
oh
have?
my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I
Oh
mean,
my God.
Like, the second he pulls out of her and finishes, he's going to go, oh my God, now I got to talk to this idiot for the next 20 hours.
Oh my God.
Fuck.
Yeah.
No, I don't mean to be rude about it, but seriously, like, what possible conversation could you have
I don't know.
in common? But yeah, he was, I guess, Tad's sister has talked to him 3 times since he's been caught and in jail. And she's like, yeah, he's a little out there right now, and I think he's a little confused. He was saying stuff like, well, I was looking out for her well-being. She was going to run away, and so I wanted to make sure she'd be okay, since she was going to run away on her own. And so I did what I had to do as her teacher, and blah, blah, blah. The big problem for Mr. Cummins is that as one of the felonies that he's walked into was crossing state lines for the purpose of sexual intercourse,
Ooh,
something
that sounds
along
bad.
that.
That
Yeah.
sounds bad.
Mandatory 10-year minimum for that son of a bitch, and in a federal too. There's no like good behavior half the time served when you're talking about a federal crime. You know what I mean?
What a moron. What's your end game?
His family doesn't think that he's got much. Like, he doesn't, like, his sister was trying to convince him, like, you realize how much you've hurt your family and your children, and he's just like, nah,
Sociopath.
whatever. Like, kind of like doesn't seem to get it. I don't know, but doesn't sound good.
Maybe he's in that I'm going to try to act insane kind of mode right now.
Maybe. Is that a good mode to be in?
Dude's a moron. Hey,
Yeah.
Mark Leibovitz is not a moron. He has 16 years of
No.
institutional investment experience, including being a senior portfolio manager on a mutual fund. That's big shit, Mike.
Sure.
His background is in investments, not sales. Let him use his experience to build an investment plan for you. Call Mark Leibovitz at LPL Financial at 248-626-2000. Ask for Mark. Again, this is the dude I have all my money with. Mike has all his money with.
Yep. All
That's-
$50.
That's how much we trust Merck.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
Give him a call today.
Yes, please do. He will take good care of you. Jay would not have his money with Merck if he didn't really believe that.
Correct.
Neither would I.
Yeah, you might.
Well, no, because I wouldn't go through the trouble of moving it all.
That's true. It would just be sitting there rotting in
Rotting.
Greater Media's mutual fund.
Yeah, exactly. It
In
would.
Their bond fund.
Earning 1% every 30 years.
Might as well put it under a mattress.
Exactly. Oh, it made me sick when I talked to Mark. It
Sick.
actually made me sick Especially when he was like, "Yeah, you should have 3 times this by now." Oh, great, thanks, Merc. I needed to hear that. Toix, one of our favorite subjects for a long time. Another one of those where the end game just doesn't seem worth it to us, and Jay's never
incredible.
understood it. But these weird love triangles that have popped up in high schools across the country, and now middle schools.
Love triangle, just
Well,
weird, relationships between teachers and student.
Yeah, a lot of them include like crazy stuff too, like some of the lesbian ones we've read about, where you got 2 chicks. And
Those are
another chick-
remarkable. You've got 2 female teachers. Like, you'd think it's just off the wall that one of these chicks would be into this. No,
Yeah.
you've got 2 in the same school who are
Yeah.
down with this.
Yeah, we've seen them where it's like 2 chicks were hooking up with like a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible. Well, there's another one today here out of fine state of Arizona, and she was arrested for sending explicit photos of herself flicking her bean over video chat to a 13-year-old male student.
7th grader.
Yeah.
Check this out. I mean,
Or 6th grader, depending on, if he had to repeat any classes.
my God, man. Think back. You get a freaking video, you open it up, and there's Mrs. Sparrow flicking her bean.
Poor Mrs. Sparrow.
She's always used as the example.
You see
isn't she?
some of these?
Oh, we've seen.
Yeah.
We've seen the pictures. She looks angry.
Yeah, she did. Well, she's been caught, and they're going to look at her video of her flicking her bean. The cops are. They're gonna have to.
But that's hot.
Yeah. Don't shame E. There's no shame. Her name's Kara. And this doesn't help. Loofborough.
Oh, Mrs. Loofborough sent me a video.
Yeah, of herself beating herself. Oh, Loofborough. She's 26. She admitted to both acts when she
She's
was arrested.
26? Fuck, man.
Yeah.
She looks 38.
She also admitted, and I kind of like this part, no offense, she admitted to letting the 13-year-old kiss and fondle her titties as well.
Come here, baby. Kiss mama's titties.
Possible charges include indecent exposure and luring a minor for sexual exploitation. The 13-year-old told police, Mrs. Loofborough showed me photos of her titties and genitalia. They're like, oh, okay. She's also showed me porn videos in which she was blowing some dude.
This is the same chick?
Yeah. I know, she's like a chameleon. I mean, look at this. This is such false advertising. This is really the story here.
Yeah, no, there's a glamour shot on the left, and then
Are you talking about possibly? Is it this one?
got the mug shot next to a
Yeah.
glamour shot, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it doesn't
it's-
even. It doesn't look like. Yeah, that's the same person.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
you see that as an internet avatar.
I mean, did she take that maybe like she's 24, you said?
26.
26. Did she take that at 21, at college maybe?
She looks
Yeah.
younger. She looks thinner. She just looks happier, better.
Yeah.
She just looks better. She looks like a better person.
Well, I'm assuming this one was taken like right after authorities found out she was sending bean flicking videos to a child.
But
That's what I'm
who's-
guessing.
That's what's depicted in the bean flicking video, unfortunately, for this 13-year-old.
Well, you don't
I'm
know.
calling
I mean,
victim. There's a victim in this, Mike.
is
There's
it
not a victim in many of these. There's a victim.
But what if this is what he was with?
I don't think so.
You don't?
I don't think that becomes that within a matter of months.
That photo must have been from college, or not recent, and or with someone
It was-
professionally doing it or something.
Yeah, it was 3 years and 40 pounds ago.
Yeah, it's not a good look, and we certainly don't mean to shame her, but it's just when the stories when we're looking at the
No,
story.
no. We don't want to shame anybody. We don't want to put anybody on the spot. If it looks funny, we go over and say,
It's notable. That's her too. She looks different. In every
Dude, I've never seen someone
and
look
how
so
many
radically different.
Foofbauers could be searched on Google? You know what I mean?
It says
I
on the-
believe E when he's
Loofbauers,
whatever.
Loofborough, whatever.
It says a 26-year-old teacher admitted to.
Loofborough.
Yeah, no, I believe E is searching the proper has the proper Google search in there.
Yeah, because
Dude, she looks different in every one. Look at that. That's in the same story.
This isn't a same
Yeah.
story, right?
So some other editor has made the decision that this is the same person. And
Is there? Can you see a date on that?
Okay,
Whatever
look,
this is.
We've got the space between the front teeth that suggests those are the same people right there.
Oh yeah, she's doing that like changing the subject move where she keeps her mouth shut
Yep.
in every photo.
Changing the subject.
Wow, and when she
many do
doesn't,
it.
yeah.
So many do it.
Yeah, it's a
She's
fair
holding
move.
her certificate too. Kara Loofbaum. Bauer.
Bor-
Foofbound. Foofbound?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Dude, that seems like a weird move too, though. I understand it's happening so often that I understand like this is happening.
Oh,
But-
there's another hot one.
Yeah, you know what?
It's troubling.
Space between the teeth or not, I think I'd smile if I were her.
Can you smile without showing off the David Letterman gap between your tooth, though?
No, I don't care. I'm saying.
Can you do
that?
that?
That or. No, I think
corners
you
are
just
small?
go ahead and show your teeth, man.
You think just own that?
Yeah, she looks like evil when she doesn't.
Yeah, but every time you see her not doing that, she looks like she's added 50 pounds. Yeah, she's kind of got that uve.
Turns down.
I don't know if a kid's looking at that, but that seems like a weird move. If you're going for this guy and it's like, yeah, let me send you a picture of me flicking my bean and stuff, and the kid's like, oh, okay, and then you send him a video of you blowing another guy.
Yeah.
That seems like an odd video to send. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he probably thought he was the only one.
I don't think that's an awful thought at 13. If some chick was into me, I could totally see at that age going, yeah, dude. I just
I'm
assumed
special to her.
up until this very moment right now, I assumed I was the only one that went inside the bra of my babysitter when I was 10 years old and grabbed titties.
You know, I've never
She was
thought about this
16.
before, Mike, but there's no way in hell, now that I am thinking about it, that she let a 10-year-old in there and hadn't let a 15, 16, 17-year-old.
You think?
Yeah, there's
Fuck,
just
that
no way.
dude.
Yeah,
that
that
hurts.
special moment's gone now.
Yeah,
You shared something.
I hadn't thought about it till this moment, and I just assumed before me and since then nobody's seen or touched those things.
You thought it was a joint innocent loss.
Yeah, till her death, she was taking that.
No. You were her first.
Boy, oh boy, this is tough. Oh, that stinks.
Hey, the Hamlin Pub supports the Detroit Cast, so let's make it a point to support them. With locations in Rochester Hills, Clarkston, Chesterfield, and 2 in Shelby Township, you know there's one near you. The Hamlin Pubs have great food, ice cold drinks, tons of craft beers, plasma TVs, games, and great entertainment. Come on by or book your reservation today at hamlinpubs.com.
Interesting story, man. We all remember the Jonathan Depp, Amber Heard.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm trying to remember back to the video. What didn't he cut his hand really bad and then like?
Yeah, he was noticeably fucked up.
He was in that house. Remember, like chucking the wine bottles and shit.
But
Yes.
didn't he like cut his finger off the tip of it and then
Yes.
right in blood?
Dude.
Yes.
Isn't
did.
that? Yeah. And it was all on video, and he's just like, "Fuck you," and like,
And
bitch.
she's got kind of her phone down on the side or kind of propped up on the counter or
Yeah.
something. And he's like, ugh, he just became enraged when he realized she was filming.
Am I correct in remembering that he even like noticed her filming at one point?
Yes.
He was like, "Are you filming me?"
Yeah, he became enraged for sure.
Because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I always thought that was weird because they were not married very long, Jonathan and Amber.
She was a nobody before him, right?
Well, I mean, she's got an IMDb and a couple credentialed roles, and decent ones probably through her relationship with him. I don't know how much she did on her own. It doesn't really even matter. But I remember when they got divorced and all that shit came out. Remember Stanhope was like, I've never seen him,
Yeah.
whatever, been in the room with both of them. I've never seen him fight or whatever.
Well, the reason it matters that she was a nobody before him, to me, is because she's now with Elon Musk.
Well, that's the story today.
That's crazy. You
Yeah.
go from nowhere to Johnny Depp and Elon Musk.
Yeah. But what I remember when I saw this, I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense now because you remember she got a $7 million payout from Jonathan. And she was like, I don't want it. I'll just donate it all to charity. And it was like, wow, that's amazing. Usually you think of these golden parachutes that these particularly women get from these relationships where it's
Yeah,
like,
that was remarkable. It was like, wow, you're kind of a nobody without Jonathan.
Yeah.
You're saying you're going to give it all away?
Well, it sounds like her relationship with Elon Musk was really like butted right up against Jonathan.
Crazy.
one could argue maybe it was maybe it overlapped.
Maybe that was some of the rage that I'm just guessing that Jonathan had, but it sure makes a lot more sense now why 6 months later it's like, I don't even need your money. I
Yeah.
don't want your money. It's like, all I was thinking is like, you're not that good of an actress. You haven't been in that many things. Why would you piss away $7 million to charity when that would arguably be
That's like
the
you're
only $7 million you had?
Good person? No, not a good person.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You latched onto a guy that's worth $14.9 billion now. Oh,
Can
now
you
I get
imagine
it.
the blow to Jonathan's ego?
Dude.
You know? He's used to just grabbing whatever he wants, and then she's like, yeah, got Elon Musk.
Yeah, go fuck yourself,
Might have heard of
Jonathan.
him.
Because honestly, for him to be as pissed as he was, like, sorry, I did not find her that hot, that exceptional. Like, she might be a great girl. I don't know. But there was nothing remarkable about her that stood out. Jonathan would be used to so being the guy in any
the
relationship.
pinnacle. Nobody's going to get as good as Jonathan
Who's bigger than Jonathan Depp, right? Nobody.
in his mind.
Right. And so it's like, ha, you'll never do better than me. I'm worth perhaps $300 million. And she's like, ooh.
I'm headed up the coast to Silicon Valley.
Yeah. I'll be going to Mars, Jonathan. Thank you very much. It was fun. It was cute dating someone who's worth a few $100 million.
Little pirate guy.
Yeah.
Do your little pirate thing.
Yeah, you get to dress up like a
Yeah.
pirate. Ooh, take two. Ooh, that's fun. Yeah. Yeah. Have fun with that,
My
Jonathan.
guy builds rocket ships.
Heard of Tesla? Yeah. Not the shitty band. No. The other Tesla. Yeah, I'm banging that guy now. So, but she released some photos. There they are walking, holding hands, and they were ziplining pictures, as they're on vacation together. But you could see Jonathan's ego being bruised bigly
Yeah.
from something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, he dwarfs Jonathan. Just dwarfs him.
Yeah, and especially with Jonathan kind of on the,
All the financial problems that we read about, right?
yeah.
With he's even suing his management team and all that. Dude's
Yeah.
dropping all this money on wine every month and shit.
Look at
Oh,
him
that's
on the
right.
right there, getting ready to go. It must
What a
just be
dumpy
love.
dude. Yeah.
Must just be love.
Yeah.
It's crazy that she
just
just went
written
from
in the stars.
Right, from Jonathan Depp just to
This dumpy dude who happens to be a friggin' genius.
Yeah.
One of the top, stars in Silicon Valley.
In this one, to me, especially with this image that we're looking at of the them getting ready to do the, what do you call that?
Ziplining.
Ziplining. Like, look at her and look at him. I mean, look at her ass, look at her body, and then look at him and his little thing.
He is constantly amazed at what money can do for a guy.
I know.
I mean, this has been one of the running themes of this show.
Yeah.
For 806 episodes,
Yeah.
he has expressed just unbelievable. I can't believe a dude with money can get a hot chick. He
Dude,
just-
it drives him nuts.
Yeah.
It drives him nuts because we're always told about love and how important love is, and it's like he gets so fucking frustrated when it's like, there's no way that girl would be with that guy. It's his wallet. Does nobody else see this? He's rich. Why am I the only one that sees this?
he has a lot
not
of
love.
lot of resentment toward hot chicks.
I
He really
know,
does.
I know.
It's unhealthy, man.
I
Well,
know.
it's just so unfair. It's such a it's just one of those things where
Well, this bitch is, you know what?
It's good
this bitch
for-
is going to go around thinking that she's anything. And fuck her. You're right. I do have resentment towards that. You're going to walk around like you've done shit. All you've done is suck some dicks of some famous guys with money. So shut the fuck up as if you're better than me.
did Amber Heard declare that she was better than you?
I'm sure she thinks it. I haven't talked to her
No, she has
personally.
no idea who you are, nor will she ever.
What's funny is looking
Well,
at this
the-
picture that E has a problem with
Yeah.
about how dumpy Elon Musk looks. In that picture far right, he appears, in my opinion, to have a very Sneetch-like body.
A little bit.
Do you see it? Do you see? It's like he's not fat.
Yeah.
He's just like
Little inner tube
dumpy
there.
and it's
Yeah, he's
it's,
doughy and supple.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
definitely supple.
But dude, I don't care if he's 4,000 pounds. He's worth $14.9 billion. Shit, I'd date him.
Dude, there's
know?
recently a big Vanity Fair piece on him and his sounding the alarms on AI. I mean, it's not it's not news in that regard. He did that a while ago. Expressed his opinion that AI is going to be the end of the world,
Yeah.
artificial intelligence,
Which
And,
is so funny when you think about like Terminator.
Yeah,
like
no,
it
that-
was foreshadowed.
That's
in,
his thing.
Yeah.
He's like, we have got to get on top of this before it spins out of control.
Yeah.
We have to come up with some sort of plan of where we're going to go with this.
Yeah.
Because if not, it will be created, and it will be created in a way that it exponentially becomes smarter and smarter and smarter, and it's going to resolve that it doesn't need us,
yeah.
or we're going to be dogs. We're going to be walking around with leashes on.
And you can laugh at that, but there's a legitimate race going on right now in that whole world to be better, faster, smarter, and it's cute when you see it in a story of like, hey, a human's taking on a supercomputer in a
Chess.
chess game or
Yeah.
something. You go, it's like you do understand that they're not going to stop at that guy that can do 8.6 billion calculations in a nanosecond. Like that doesn't. It's not where it ends. Like, what do you think's going to happen when it's so far advanced? Like, it just makes sense. It's an obvious transition to
where
a place where
they're teachable and they're learning.
yeah,
They're getting smarter. It's not just
without
like,
a conscience.
It's not just static.
Yeah,
Like, oh, it does this. No. They're teaching these things so that it knows. You know, the Facebook's working with it.
Yeah.
On identification things and
IDing people,
Yeah.
IDing which stories are fake news. Like, these things are starting to learn from past experience and use that as teachable moments.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people in the biz who are like, he's just, you know, he's an outlier. This isn't really going to be our downfall. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
But he's really hardcore. Like, dude,
And what's scary about that
Terminator.
is think about where we are right now. Like, in our life, not in, generations. This started like when we were 20. So in the last 20, 25, 30 years, it has gone from we don't know what the internet or cell phones are to where we are now, where you've got a phone more powerful than the rocket that landed on the moon. Like, more powerful than that. And you think of how fast that was.
Go ahead, E.
That's pretty easy to do considering it was just on a, in a TV spots. God damn it.
Were you trying to make a reference to the fake moon landing
Yeah, so I
right
was
there?
gonna say, it didn't take a lot of power to sit in a
On a Hollywood backlot
right.
where they filmed that moon landing.
He had it. He was
I know.
smiling over there. He was shifting in his seat. I'm like, you got it, E. Take it away. Take it away.
Oh, I love that's so nice of you.
Yeah.
How generous, Jay, because I would count on you to jump in there and deliver the.
was-
Yeah, the
so
fake
easy
moon
to
landing
me.
is kind of my thing.
Yeah,
But
it is.
I handed it over to E. Go
I
get it,
know,
E.
You saw he was like the kid at Christmas at the
he
top
had
of the
it.
stairs when you're like, yeah, go down there, little buddy. Get into your presents.
I thought I had it.
And then the kid tripped and fell down the stairs.
did.
Yeah, broke his new toy and his glasses.
I shot my eye out.
Well, that's all right.
But yeah, dude, it's scary, like how fast it's going. I think you do realize it. By the way, your show premiered last night.
I know. I didn't
Silicon
watch
Valley.
it.
I haven't
no.
either, but-
What I want to do is go back about 5 episodes
Yeah.
because there were so many
nice.
twists and turns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Sunday?
Sunday.
Oh, it is Monday. Never mind.
Sorry, folks.
No, I want to go back and kind of relive some of that so I know exactly where it sits before I.
Yeah.
I'm sure they would do enough, like, back, showing some scenes to get you
Probably,
caught up,
but it'd be better to.
Yeah.
I don't even remember where we left off with Silicon Valley, but whatever. I didn't know if you knew. but-
Richard?
yeah.
Love that show.
Who's it? T.J. Miller.
Erlich Bachman.
Erlich Bachman. Yeah. So I think he's right though, Elon Musk, about where this shit's going and how bad this
Seems
potentially
realistic.
could be.
Hate to be an alarmist, but
Yeah.
that's what he's being accused
My
of
only,
being.
honestly, God, my thought on it is more just, I don't know, I've done no research, but it's not if it's going to happen, but it's just when it's going to get to that level. And I just feel luckily, I don't think it will affect me necessarily, but I think you're talking 50 years,
Well-
60 years, 100 years down the line.
Be a very different
Think how
world.
fast, like Mike said, 20 years, how fast, how far
It's
we've
gone
come.
from 0 to 1,000,000 in the blink of an eye. The other thing that strikes me about that, like, I'm on the fence, and I know this sounds old manish, and I get why, but when I think about the explosion in media, and when I think about the explosion in the internet, I'm really not sure where this is going to, because I think this is leading to this, like, being connected to the whole world might not be the greatest thing ever. I'm just going on record as saying that. I like it, but there's a lot of differences between people and countries and cultures, and trying to like make sense of all of it and mash it all together. The fact is, we're just on. Some of us are in 400 BC right now, and some of us are in 2017, and everything in between. And so,
Yeah, so the cavemen have just been put on time machines,
right, exactly, and they've been launched into 2017, and that's not just like the fucking Muslim, shit going on in the Middle East. I'm not
That's
just
the,
talking about
the
that.
Bushmen
but-
in Kenya.
Yeah, it's some rogue fucking weirdos on an island somewhere wearing grass skirts. There's people in the grass skirt days right now. Probably still clubbing women, Jay.
Amazon rainforest.
Absolutely.
I think there was
Showing off the
recently,
green thing.
Dude, there was recently, the green thing's great. You showed me that video, the bird that does the green thing. It's
Yeah.
fucking amazing.
Earth, what was it? Earth 2?
Yeah.
Planet Earth 2.
Just remarkable.
Yeah.
But no, there's a story recently where they just discovered a new tribe out there in the Amazon that is like seeing this drone fly over them for,
Yeah.
you know, for the first.
Are they the
probably
ones that are
thinking it's-
nasty?
I don't know.
So go ahead and finish your story.
No, I mean, just the point
I
is.
think it's a god or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
They're probably thinking it's
dude, if
an
you went in
invasion
there
of
with
the
your
gods.
iPhone, my lord.
I know.
There's one group, and I can't remember where they are. They're off the coast of somewhere, but I was reading about them recently, and there's a documentary about them. It's like one of those 10-minute documentaries. But these guys are on an island somewhere, and there's nothing. It's just fucking an island. And these people live there, and they're nude or grass-skirted. That's it, and spears, and they're fucking angry.
Well, they're
want-
inbred for centuries. Think about that.
Well, true. They don't know how they got there, and they don't know how long they've been there. They could have been there for eons. But so people have
What are
tried
we
to get
talking,
close.
like Polynesian-ish?
I want to say off the coast of Africa somewhere. I'm not totally sure, but the reason they stumbled onto them again more recently was one of the tsunamis or something, and it sent shockwaves out everywhere, and they were like, we better check on these fucking people that we know are here. And these guys are just like chucking spears at their planes and shit. They want nothing to do with them. Awesome. I think they've killed people, and so they've made it like, God, I'm probably butchering this story. I'm sorry. But they've like made a 2-mile no-go zone. Like the country that's close to them has made a 2-mile no-go zone around these people. They're so violent and nasty. There's no discussion. They're like, hi, I'm your friend. It's nice to meet you. It's just like, fuck you, whack, whack. They don't speak, anything you'd understand anyways. And so there's a debate like, should we get them help in case they need help? It's like, they're fine. Leave them alone. They don't want your cable TV. They don't want your fucking rescue boat. They don't want your food. If they die in a tsunami, they fucking die in a tsunami. Leave them alone.
Right.
I think you've talked about this before, by the way. I really believe that you have.
I think we
but-
did at one point a couple years ago, but I recently saw an update on them.
I think this is.
Land of the
Land of
Lost
the Lost
Tribe.
Tribe.
Okay, where is it? I said Africa. Let's see how close I was. Look at these poops.
Here, I don't know. I didn't really.
North Sentinel Island in the Indian Ocean.
Am I anywhere close? Is it possible? I don't know where that is.
There's some video of it, apparently.
The Sentinelese
Yeah,
tribes
carry
people.
that huge spear, man.
So anybody that tries to get close to the island, they get a picture. Like there's a couple fishermen that showed up there that kind of got close, and they were absolutely run off. Doesn't that gorgeous though?
It does. Beautiful island.
Look at these poops.
I don't.
Tribes people ward off
Here's
the
the
Indian
second,
Coast
there's a-
Guard.
Yeah, in 1990 there was some storm that came through, and they were like, oh fuck, these people probably are in real trouble, and they went there and like attacked them with sticks, bows and arrows.
I love it, man.
Yeah, it's funny.
Well, I mentioned the Amazon. I'll mention the Amazon link.
Oh,
Might
please
as well.
do.
Amazon.
Hey, everybody, please use it. It's on DetroitCast.com. It's a great way to support the show. You'll see a link just above the fold there on DetroitCast.com. Just shop through it, and we get a bit of a kickback, so it's really helpful to us. So please keep using that. Gross,
time-
E. Don't even say it. Don't even say it, E. Those are not hot.
Oh, let me
titties.
see him. Oh, I didn't see her titties. Let me see her
didn't see
titties.
'em?
Dude, even though it's National Geographic, I need to just take a look. Why not?
The chick's like 13. Like, don't do this.
Oh, she was?
Damn,
I didn't
gotta
see
let
her. Damn it, you guys all got to see titties today, and I didn't. It's not fair.
See,
It's not fair.
Millions of titties. You want you fucking watch? I'll show you some fucking.
No, I just feel like I got left. You guys left me behind. You didn't go, hey, look, titties. And you waited
Watch,
till it was
E's
over.
going to show you the magic of the internet.
Right. Look at this. Here you go, Mike.
The internet is indeed a portal to hell.
not sharing
Look
it.
at
That's
that.
nice, but I was kind of in the mood for some National Geographic titties. I haven't seen those in a long time. Yeah,
Here
there
they
they
are.
are.
Trying to fast forward it.
Gross.
It's coming up, I think.
The titties are.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh,
She's like
E,
13,
She's like
E.
13. She's
Stop that.
she's
With
got
a
like
beard?
A bone through her.
She have a
What
beard?
is that? A beard or? Boy, that's
I-
very.
Is
she
it
looks
the
angry.
bone through the nose?
It looks Lorax-ish, didn't it? Didn't it
Did.
kind of had that? It kind of had that massive.
Loraxian.
Yeah, very Loraxian. We should probably get to Debbie Schlessel.
Sure.
Sure. Do you have another read to do?
Yeah, you know, I wanted to tell you about.
We're gonna find our best friend Doug, and then we're gonna give him a best friend hug. Doug, Doug, oh, Doug, 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 Doug.
Buying or selling a home can be one of the most stressful times of a person's life. Doug Steinert at Century 21 Campbell wants to make the sale of your old home or the purchase of your dream home as stress-free as possible. Call Douglas at 248-765-1781. Let him and the team at Century 21 Campbell make your home purchasing dreams a reality. Call 248-765-1781 and ask for fellow DetroitCast listener Doug Steinert.
So, you know, I'm always weary when I see the pile-on happen anytime.
Weary or wary?
Where is it? Weary or wary?
Do you get tired when you
wary.
see it? Or are you like,
Ooh, I don't trust this necessarily. Which one is that?
Wary.
Wary. Okay, I'm wary. Whenever I read, like, someone goes down, you know, some big name gets taken out of Chinatown because of, you know, their dick got in the way. And then you see, like, oh, yeah, well, it got in my way, too. And then it's like, oh, here comes the pile-on, and 50 women come out. Cosby, famously. And, you know, bet 90% of them are true. But I'm always wary of that other percentage. And so seeing it with Bill O'Reilly recently, and then hearing stories of, like, yeah, this is bullshit. This is what the left is doing, you know, to take him down and all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, oh, man, I never know what to believe anymore. How true is this
It's like
stuff?
Everything. You don't know what to believe because no one just reports the facts. You can't trust anyone to just report the facts.
It's all partisan.
Some people say they are, but it's like, I'm not so sure you're just reporting the facts.
Yeah. You've got an agenda here, sir. CNN, you have a clear, crystal clear agenda. So I only half believe what you say, and I know the way you report other stories that I'm way more familiar with. I know how you cherry pick sentences and sound bites out of those stories and
They've
make
lost
that the
credibility.
story. And so you lose all credibility. You lose all credibility in my mind when I know that you're playing with an agenda. So anyway, seeing Sean Hannity's name blow up this morning and like, oh, Sean Hannity threatens legal action after Fox News guest claims he invited her back to his hotel and then cut her from his show after she rejected his advances. I was like, ooh, this is going to be good.
Read on.
This is amazing. And then as I'm scrolling down, I'm like, hey, I know that chick. Debbie Schlessel. I'm like, wait a minute, I know Debbie Schlessel.
The woman at the heart of these allegations.
Of this one. And it turns out, I think she gave like an interview, and we'll ask her. We're going to call her here in just a second. Turns out she gave an interview to a radio station and made some comments about, you know, he was asked, I guess someone asked her if there were other creepy people at Fox News, and so she said what she said, and I'm not exactly sure what it was, but it's blown up in the papers today, and Hannity's now threatening legal action and blah, blah, blah. So figured, well, since we know her, why don't we just call her, and we can ask her what happened.
Sure.
So without further delay.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Debbie. How are you?
Good.
Jay's here, too.
Hey, Debbie.
Hi, Jay. How are you?
Very well, thanks. Thanks for coming
Good.
on.
You're very welcome.
Well, I got to say, well, first off, how should I introduce you, Debbie? I know you as a lawyer. You did a show on 97.1. Blogger. You've worked with Fox News. Do I have everything? What else should I mention?
Well, I'm a movie critic.
Yes.
And I do movie reviews for Larry the Cable Guy on Sirius XM and for some other radio shows in other parts of the country. Mm. And, you know, I'm a conservative writer, and my work has appeared in or been cited by the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, the New York Post, USA Today, pretty much every media outlet you could think of. And I've appeared on many media outlets, including Al Jazeera and the other ones you've mentioned, and ESPN and so on.
Okay, so I'm thinking then that you're probably labeled now as a racist, a misogynist, hate speech, xenophobe. Yeah, are those being labels thrown at you right now?
Well, you know, it depends on who you're asking. Those are the labels the left throws at me.
Sure.
And now the right is throwing at me
liar,
the other
etc.
Right.
All of the Hannity bot defenders have been accusing me of being a far leftist, a liberal, which you know me, I'm to the right of Attila the Hun. They've accused me of being a feminist when I'm anti-feminist. I'm a men's rights advocate. They've accused me of being on the payroll of George Soros, which is funny because I've written about and attacked George Soros since before most of those morons ever heard of him.
Right.
And I was attacked by Media Matters, a left-wing outlet, for my attacks on George Soros. And I love to see where my paycheck is for this. and they accuse me of doing this for fame or money. The thing is, I just turned down an appearance on The Daily Show before all of this broke. I turn down media appearances all the time, so I'm not a fame whore. There's certain things I'm just not going to do. I don't need the attention. I get enough attention with my online stuff that I do, and I'm just very busy.
Tell us what this is then. What blew up today? Tell us what happened with Hannity.
All right. I do several radio show appearances every Friday. I have regular gigs around the country. I do movie reviews for one segment on most of these shows, and then I talk about the week's politics and news. And the host of the show, Pat Campbell, in Tulsa, Oklahoma, he's a morning host, and I've been on his show for years. Actually, he's been in various cities, and I've been on his show for probably about 18 years, 17 years. And so he had me on for my regular Friday appearance. And the news of the week, or some of the big news of the week, was Bill O'Reilly getting fired from Fox News.
Sure.
So during that segment, Pat asked me, has Bill O'Reilly or any other host at Fox News made unwanted sexual advances towards you or made you feel uncomfortable?
Great question.
Yeah.
The reason he asked me that is because back in the day, I used to be on Fox News a lot, and I was on O'Reilly Factor several times, and I was on Sean Hannity's show many times, and I was also on his radio show. So I said, well, not Bill O'Reilly, but Sean Hannity has. And, you know, whenever you're asked a compound question, I guess I've learned my lesson that I need to specifically say which part of the compound question I'm answering, because when I said Sean Hannity has, I didn't...
you didn't mean sexually.
Right. I never have said he made unwanted sexual advances towards me. I've never, contrary to all the reports, said or used the phrase sexual harassment in relation to Sean Hannity. And anyone who listens to the podcast carefully will see that. I did not use those words. He did make me feel uncomfortable. I think he's a very creepy, strange, inappropriate guy who looks polished and so on in his public conduct, but he just did some very weird things that creeped me out.
Like what?
Well, you know, the main thing that was mentioned in the interview was that he came to Detroit to do a show from the Dearborn Henry Ford Community Center for the Performing Arts. That's when there was still Hannity and Combs, and the late Alan Combs was his co-host.
Right.
And I was on the show. Before the show, he came to Detroit early, and he asked me if I would show up at his book signing. Thought it was a little strange, but I went. You know, I tried to stay in his good graces because, you know, he was having me on his show. And just before that, he had told me that he was going to make me a regular guest on his show, and that I would be on twice a month or every 2 weeks. So, you know, you try to keep people happy within ethical and moral limits and legal ones. So I showed up for his book signing. I did think it was odd. He had me stand up at the podium where he was signing books with him, and I just felt weird because most people there did not know me. They didn't come there to meet me. They went there to meet Hannity and have him sign their books, and I felt weird being at this podium with him the whole time. It was odd. Mm-hmm. Then he asked me if I would come back with him to his hotel. By the way, I never said hotel room, contrary to what some of the reports say.
Yeah.
In the podcast, I said hotel.
And would you take that to
and
mean?
I said, who knows what that means? I don't take chances on that. I thought it was odd because I had to get ready for the show. And I
so
said,
you guys,
no, I can't.
wait, Debbie, you guys were doing a show later that night, like a debate thing on stage, you and Hannity versus another two people. And then that's what you mean by getting ready for the show.
Oh, yeah.
Night.
That's exactly what I mean.
Okay.
So I begged off, and I went home. And then when I went to do the show, first of all, it was a very odd show because usually, I don't know if you guys have ever done cable shows or TV news shows, but when you're a guest on a show, they over-prepare you and over-produce. They know everything you're going to say before you say it, and they want the host to know everything that's going on. And it's very well choreographed. So I kept asking, what's the topic? What's the topic? Who's the guest? Then I heard it's going to be some Muslim kid. Then when I got there, it was this guy named Fadi Kiblawi. He was a Hamas
Yeah, you're getting
supporter.
in the weeds now. You're getting over our head, Debbie.
Yes, sorry. So we get, thank you. I need direction sometimes.
Yeah.
we got to the stage when it was time for our segment. We were not on the whole show. Sean comes up to me and whispers to me that you and I were going to double team that Palestinian together.
Nice.
It was a weird phrase to use.
Hot.
But then once we started filming, that's not what happened at all. They barely let me talk. This Palestinian guy did a monologue basically, and hijacked the whole show. And anytime I tried to interrupt, I get yelled at by Sean Hannity, Alan Colmes, and Bill Shine, the executive producer of the show.
Yeah.
Who, by the way, is now the co-president of Fox News, and he's also the one that's cited in a lot of these lawsuits by these women who say they were harassed by Roger Ailes and Bill O'Reilly.
Sure.
He's basically the fixer, the pimp, the victim whisperer, and so on.
Yeah.
And I looked at a picture of what he looks like now versus what he looked like then, which was maybe about 15 years ago. And that guy has aged like 30, 35 years. I guess being Roger Ailes, a heroin whisperer is a lot of work and it's stressful.
So what did Sean do then? He invited you again after this event, after he kind of gets pissy with you and trying to talk.
He got pissy with me during the show and after the show, and then he tried to get me to go back to the hotel again.
How so?
And
What
I
did he
said,
say?
no, I'm tired. I want to go home. And then after that, the following week.
So hold on.
Sean-
What are you reading into that situation? Are you saying that it's because you're a woman that they ran over you, or what are you? It was just annoying
I have
to
no
you?
idea, really. I just know that I was head faked by Sean Hannity and the producers of the show.
What would his
I didn't
incentive
get
be
to say anything.
I mean, did you guys have a weird relationship before that? What would his incentive be
Well, there
to
were
do
weird
that?
things before, but I want to tell you what happened after first. So afterwards, Sean Hannity called me. I believe it was the following week. And, he called me here all the time. So he called me and yelled at me. And then he said, I don't know if I can ever have you back on my show again. And then I was on one more time, and then that was the end. And I was later blackballed from the whole Fox News.
Hold on. Go back to the yelling at you. Like, what is he yelling at you about? At this point, you've just had this debate thing. You've had prior good shows with him. I mean, this just sounds randomly strange. Why is he yelling at you?
It was very weird.
Well,
And
what did he say to you?
He was mad at me about the show and said, you didn't obey your hosts, and I don't like the way the show turned out and this and that. And I really didn't think that was going on because I watched the tape, and that isn't what happened. I just thought there was a quid pro quo with everything. Because remember, not long before that, he told me that I would be made a regular guest on his show. I'd be on every 2 weeks or twice a month, and then I wasn't. So, I just think you do the math. I was treated weirdly. I was asked to go back to his hotel, and so on. The situation speaks for itself.
What are you
I
suggesting, Debbie?
Yeah. What was what did he? So the second
I'm
time
dense.
he
I'm dense.
Yeah.
I can't read between lines.
Well,
What are you
I
suggesting?
think it speaks for itself. I mean, I don't know what's going on in someone's mind, but I think there are certain things that are kind of obvious. And
So
I
did you
wouldn't
get at the time, Debbie? Did you get the feeling like he was propositioning you, like if you'd have gone back to his hotel room or hotel, like you said, not hotel room, that it would have probably led somewhere that you didn't want to go with him?
I didn't know. I wasn't sure, and I don't like to put myself in situations like that where things could get worse if that does happen. Because I don't like to be in that situation. That's awkward for people. I wanted to be on Fox News so I could promote myself and my work, and Hannity's show at that time was very popular. I didn't want to put myself in a situation like that. I think smart women try not to put themselves in situations like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I didn't go.
So he never said anything overtly sexual to you, though?
No, he's smarter than that. He's not like Bill O'Reilly or Roger Ailes, who were so drunk with power that there was no edit button there.
Did they ever say anything to you specifically, those two?
No, I was on O'Reilly's show a few times, and it was always via satellite. I never met him in person, and he never treated me inappropriately. His producer, Andrea Mackers, the one that he called and tried to have phone sex with, who made a tape of it, and she got $8 or $9 million. She treated me rudely, and I always thought there was something weird going on between the two of them because I had a photo on my website they wanted to use on the show, but they didn't want me to come on, and I hadn't been on in a while, and I told her I come with the photo, so you can't use it without me, and she just told me she was going to steal it and use it anyway, which is what she did, and she was talking about Bill O'Reilly and the show like she owned them. and it just was very weird to me. It kind of raised my radar, and
Turns out
and
she
then
did.
not that long after that was the whole phone sex thing and the $9 million.
Yeah.
But with Sean Hannity, I want to tell you, so there were a couple of weird things that happened before that. So I used to go to New York quite a bit, and I would do speaking engagements. I would do the Howard Stern Show, which Bill Shine and Sean said they used to listen to me on that show, which is part of how I got on Sean's show. And they were very close friends. They both lived on Long Island at the time. They would drive into work together. So I went in to do Sean's show when I was in New York also. So one time I wanted to see what I would look like as a redhead. So I dyed my hair red. I'm you know me, you've seen me, I'm fake blonde.
Yeah.
But I dyed my hair red, and when I went into his studio, he got very mad that I wasn't blonde, which I thought was very odd. The comments that he was upset that I wasn't blonde, and what did you do, and stuff like that, it was like almost like something my father would say or a boyfriend or a husband would say. It was just awkward and strange to me. At that same appearance, he also was asking me what my pant size was, and at that time, I was much, you know me, I was much thinner than I was tiny.
Your
and
pant size?
That seems
yeah,
like an
it was
odd
so
question.
weird.
Yeah.
And I told him it was a size 2, and he was arguing with me about what he said I was a size 4, and he was arguing with me over it. And I just thought, this guy is creepy, he's weird, he's odd.
Did he throw
he's
you the dumb
strange.
football?
Yeah.
Did he throw you that stupid Nerf football at the end of the show?
No, I never saw the Nerf ball.
All right.
So do you think it went to the level of fat shame? Was he fat shaming you then? Is that what you're saying?
As a size 4 that I was then? No, I was so tiny then. And I was a size, those pants were a size 2. That was
Yeah.
the thing. He was saying, no, you're a size 4. It
So
just was weird.
It was awkward, creepy, odd. Was there
Yeah.
anything else that you experienced with him that
No,
you
that's
put in
the
that
whole
category?
thing. That's the whole thing, and that's everything minus the red hair and the pant size that I said on the Pat Campbell show.
Yeah.
So this weekend, apparently, Pat Campbell put this on his website on Friday, and people noticed it, and
Sure.
the story developed a life of its own. And
Wow.
the next thing I know, Sean Hannity is saying that he has assembled a legal team, and he's exploring, suing me.
Are we going to get
but if he-
subpoenaed? Are,
Yeah, is
are we
this
going to have to
gonna
turn
get
this
us-
over?
Who knows? So one of you is a lawyer, right? So
Yeah.
you know what to do. And I don't know
actually,
what that
Debbie,
means.
I'll read in part what he said in all
right,
caps.
go ahead.
Let me be clear: the comments about me on a radio show this week by this individual, he will not address you by name. He only
Right.
calls you this individual, are 100% false and a complete fabrication. This individual is a serial harasser who has been lying about me for well over a decade. She has a history of making provable false statements against me in an effort to slander, smear, and besmirch my reputation. It goes on to say, I have retained a team of some of the finest and toughest lawyers in the country.
Have you heard from them yet, Debbie?
No, I haven't heard from anyone.
These
except
lawyers
media.
are now in the process of laying out the legal course of action we will be taking against this individual. In this fiercely divided and vindictive political climate, I will no longer allow slander and lies about me to go unchallenged. So he thinks this is some sort of coordinated effort to bring him down.
Yeah, that's hilarious. But the bottom line is that to call me a serial harasser is defamatory. So if anybody should sue anyone, I should sue him.
Are you going to?
Whether or not. Well, listen, I never close any avenues of legal action available to myself.
She's busy assembling
And
her team of lawyers.
Yeah.
Sounds like.
And the bottom line is that even without him suing me, I could sue him over calling me a serial harasser. But if he does sue me, he will certainly meet a countersuit. And if anyone has a history of making false statements, it's him, because one of the things that he apparently defines as harassment or serial harassment are articles I've written about him. I haven't had contact with Sean Hannity for probably like a decade or more. So I don't know how I could be a serial harasser. That's number one. And number two, anytime that we ever did have contact before that, most of it was at his behest and initiation. And
let's be clear. Some of the things that Sean is alleging when he says serial harassment is a charity he worked for, which was, I believe, Freedom Alliance, and he donated his time and a lot of money and promoted this charity. And you wrote a story about how it was bullshit that they were giving him Gulfstream 5s and paying for them, and five-star hotels, limos,
It's true.
And
Yeah.
that very little of the money was going to the actual charity.
to the charity, and that's what he took issue with. And then they had to come
So
out.
does he mention that in his press release? I don't think he does.
No, I'm just familiar with the story. So,
All right.
and
Yeah.
then the charity had to come out and say, no, we've never given Sean a Gulfstream or anything. He pays for everything himself. And so that's what he's saying is, some of the bullshit claims and harassment.
Right,
that
but you know what?
Yeah.
What they said is the BS because, in fact, the Freedom Alliance only gets what's left. What happens is these, and by the way, he stopped doing those Freedom concerts after I exposed him. So what does that tell you? That's number one. Number two is that the Freedom concerts were orchestrated, planned, promoted. Everything was done for them by Premier Speakers Bureau, which is his speaking bureau company that he's associated with. And I've heard he may even own an interest in. I don't know if that's true. But they were the ones that spent the money that was raised for these Freedom concerts. Then whatever's left is sent to Freedom Alliance. And Freedom Alliance, from what they got, sent very little to these military people. The fallen children of the military for scholarships, they got very little. And the wounded military that they
warriors.
sent. But the other thing is that he claimed that he paid for everything himself and that I was lying. But he never, ever showed anyone any proof. He never showed any canceled checks. He never showed any invoices and where they were sent. He never showed the books of this event. There is accounting for this event. Nobody has ever seen it. But and that's why he has a huge credibility problem. There's a reason he won't show these things and there's a reason he didn't sue me over that because everything I said was true. I mean, people at Fox News said that Oliver North was at Fox News. He was the founder of Freedom Alliance, yelling at Sean Hannity about where the money was going.
Well, I don't know
he
if that.
doesn't like that.
Yeah, I don't know if
But-
that's true or not. But we've heard allegations like that. Certainly about Wounded Warriors. There were a lot of stories about similar
And I don't
claims.
know about Wounded Warriors. I'm only talking about
Yeah,
Freedom Alliance.
I'm just saying I know a lot of these charities. There's tons of charities that have claims like this levied against them. I don't know if it's
High
true or not.
administrative costs.
Yes, exactly.
Hey, Debbie, you can understand, though, Sean's current position, though, can't you? Because there is definitely a concerted effort by the left to topple these conservative voices.
You know what, though? While there is that effort, and there always has been, Bill O'Reilly and Fox News paid out $13 million to 5 women.
Right.
That's not nuisance money, as an attorney, to make something go away. That's big money. And they don't just pay that for no reason. And there are some cases against Fox News that they're fighting. And that's because I think some of those are pilings on. Andrea Tantiros, I don't believe her case. And there are a few others. But there are others where the women made tapes, like Gretchen Carlson taped Roger Ailes. And that's why her attorney, Nancy Erica Smith, was able to get her $20 million.
His producer taped him, too, with the whole phone sex
Andrea
stuff.
Mattress. That's
Yeah.
why she got $8 or $9 million.
Right.
Hey, by the way, would you have phone sex with Bill O'Reilly for $9 million? Because I
that is
would.
so
For the record,
gross.
I absolutely would.
$9 million. I would.
I would
too.
today, right now.
Yep.
You guys are hilarious.
With Roger Ailes in
You
the
know
room.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd have actual sex with him for $9 million.
I might. I was about to say that. I
Yeah.
might too.
You know what? I just think that it's priceless to me not to do something like that.
Yeah.
So, no, I wouldn't do it. But a lot of people would. And
Yeah.
listen, it panned out for her. She's not been working really since that show, and she's living in a really nice condo. They showed a picture of it and described it in the New York Times.
Yeah.
Given the allegations you just described and the history of what these Fox News guys have gone through, you
Mm-hmm.
can understand why Sean came out so strong against you, right?
Well, that's not the only reason. I think the reason he came out strong against me is more to save his own reputation. Because, I mean, he's making millions of dollars a year, and he wants to protect that. I don't blame
Yeah,
him.
that's understandable.
Yeah. And he's got a pretty, for all the guys that we've talked about at Fox News, Sean Hannity has the cleanest record of all of them as far as, like,
How
allegations.
do you know?
Well, I mean, we've never heard anything. We've heard about Bill O'Reilly being an asshole and a
Yeah,
creep
we're just
for
talking about
years.
reputation. We're not talking about
Reputation-wise,
reality.
yeah.
Well, I could tell you, I have heard stories throughout the radio industry. I'm not going to say them on the air because I don't know if they're true. But, I mean, there was a show I used to do somewhere in California, and the host was telling me all kinds of stuff about Hannity and allegedly Hannity and a woman there. So
What was
I
he
don't
alleging?
know. I've heard stories.
What was it? What were the alleged stories? We're already going to be deposed. We might as well get it all out there.
Well, the allegation was that a host that was this guy's rival. So that made me wonder. It was this guy's rival and colleague that this host, that Sean Hannity's private plane would stop down where this person was and pick her up. And he made all kinds of allegations that there was some kind of relationship going on. Now, I don't know.
Wait, this is a woman or a guy?
Well, the guy was talking about a woman that
Damn, it would have been so
supposedly-
much better.
yeah, this
You know,
would have
but
been
I
so
don't
much
know
better.
if the story is true. We've heard
Can you
all
can you
kinds
make
of
it a
rumors.
guy? Change the story. Make
It's
it a
just
guy.
alleged at this point.
I mean, listen, before O'Reilly and Andrea Macris, he'd been on Fox News for quite a bit. Had you ever heard anything before? I hadn't.
Well, no, but I mean, for years we have. You would just think that there's an opportunity right now that if someone wants to pile on Roger Ailes, Bill O'Reilly, whether it's true or not, it'll get picked up and people will talk
Right.
about it, and the left will definitely say it's true, like
Right.
like it has happened with your story.
This was not planned by me. Again, this was an impromptu response to a question about a
Yeah,
big
but Debbie,
story in the news.
you've been around the game a long time. You have to know when you tell a story like that on public airwaves that it's going to get out, especially involving anyone at Fox News.
For certain, but there's nothing untrue about it. So I didn't have a problem saying it.
Yeah.
Years ago, I did not mention it because first of all, it never came up, and secondly, in those days, it was not acceptable to even tell the story about these guys. Because look what they did to the women who've told stories who don't have the tapes to back them up. And, for me, I had nothing to gain by telling this story now, but I had nothing to gain by telling it before. It just came up this week, so that's why I told it now. But it wasn't exactly a secret. I've told people about it before who are friends and so on. And I believe Pat Campbell knew about it. I think he said so this morning. And the thing is that, I'm not out for money. I never accused him of sexual harassment. I don't have a lawyer to file a suit against him. I'm not trying to take anyone down. There's no agenda. It's just something I was asked about, and I told the truth. That's it. There's no agenda here.
And I hear you. And technically,
And I'm right-wing.
I know you are. And I've known you for a long time, and that's very true. But you would know that people are going to read between the lines when you say Hannity invited me to his hotel.
Yeah,
that
you
they're
told us to.
automatically.
You told us to
You
read
know
between
what?
the lines.
Because
You know
Debbie,
what?
don't you
wondered
think? Hold
what
on.
was between those lines.
Don't you think that people that you could have gone? Wait a minute. I want to be crystal clear here. I don't think anything sexual was involved. I'm just saying it kind of
No,
weirded
because
me
I
out.
don't not think that. I have no idea what was involved.
Okay. All right.
So that's the thing, and that's part of the reason I said no. All right,
Yeah.
a big part of it. And the other thing is,
Why
so
did
I'm
you
not
say no?
saying
By
that.
the way, was it the hairline?
It's got to be the
It's
hair.
got to be the hairline because that's always creeped me
You
out
know what?
too.
There were a number of reasons. He's married. I am Jewish. I want a Jewish guy,
Yeah.
and it's totally inappropriate. I'm not like that.
Yeah, I know.
By the way, I remember Walters.
Oh,
you
we're
told
getting a Walters
me,
story.
Oh,
Here we
no.
go. Yes.
Oh no.
It's not a big story, but I used to see you at some movie screenings that we
Yeah.
would attend,
Yep.
and you told me that I was too uptight and too tightly wound. You did say that.
Yeah,
You said it more than once.
Yeah, I believe that.
And then was he like, but I can take care of that.
I can unwind you if you want to meet me back in my hotel room.
So, Debbie, any other creepers you can tell us about at Fox News?
Did I tell you the Roger Ailes story about Suzanne Scott?
I don't think so.
I don't think I did. Suzanne Scott was Roger Ailes' personal assistant, so his secretary. And back in 2000, I was in contact with her, and she called me and told me that Roger Ailes wanted to meet with me to discuss becoming a Fox News contributor. Because at that time, I'd started appearing on Fox, and we were setting up a meeting, and then all of a sudden, the meeting was canceled. And I didn't know what happened. I wondered, what did I do wrong? Because nothing had transpired between me and Fox during that time. So I was friends at that time with Rush Limbaugh, and as you may know, Rush had a TV show that was produced by Roger Ailes. So I asked Rush if he could ask Roger about it, and he did ask Roger Ailes when they were at lunch one day, and he emailed me all of a sudden out of the blue and told me that Roger Ailes said that he heard from somebody at Fox News that you are very aggressive, and that when you see something you want, you go after it, and you won't let go, and you're a go-getter. And
I would agree with
that's
that.
Why? What?
I would agree with that.
But what's wrong with that? That's a
Nothing.
good thing.
There's nothing wrong with that. When I first met you, you were one of those people that would come right up to you and go, "Hi, I'm Debbie, Schlessel," and you would be off and running. So yeah, I would agree with that. If it's like
That's right. I even called in on your show and I won something, and I really didn't want to win anything. I just did it so that I could get to meet you guys, so I could try and get on your show. I am a go-getter, but there's nothing wrong with that. Every single person that has made it on the air at Fox News, or even the people who are, running things behind the scenes, are go-getters. That's why they're there. That's why they made it to the #1 cable network. But I remember Rush telling me about this, and he said, before I could even get your name out of my mouth, Roger Ailes finished it, and he, said those things. So I never understood what that means, and Rush didn't understand it either, why that would keep me off the air. But then, years later, when all these women started to come out of the woodwork, it made sense to me because I realized that I'm a troublemaker. I'm not a person that goes along with the program.
what I know about you, hearing that, like, it sounds like a lot of those predator kind of guys are looking for someone coming in like meekly, looking almost desperate for an opportunity.
Yeah, he knew you'd kick him in the nuts.
Yeah, exactly. And as many times as I've met you, Debbie, I've never gotten that vibe from you that you're like someone that's going to try to use the fact that you're a woman to advance yourself. You go was more like, this is what I do, my work, blah blah blah. You're not one of those.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I could see why that would be a turnoff to a guy like that. Much different story than Allison Camaraderie or whoever said on CNN this weekend about him, because she kind of went in there like, oh, feeling desperate to get more airtime and a shot, and then and he leapt all over her with the whole, well, I'm gonna have to spend more time with me personally in a hotel room.
The weak gazelle.
Yeah, the weak gazelle kind of thing, which you're definitely not, Debbie. Anyone that knows you knows that. So.
Right, I definitely am not. I'm not a shrieking violet. That was
I can't
very.
believe how
and
reckless these guys are. It's unbelievable.
It is. Well, we'll be interested to see where this story goes with Hannity. I don't know if this is something that fizzles out. I couldn't believe it when I saw it this morning, just kind of blown up.
We'll definitely put you down for Hannity sexually harassed you.
Yep.
And,
No, I didn't say that.
Well, thank you so much, Deb, for coming on and talking about this.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. And we'll follow it as it goes. And I'll be in touch here later. We got some other things to talk about.
Thanks a lot, Debbie.
All right, have a great week.
You too. Thanks for the time.
Thanks.
All right. Bye-bye.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break.
Hey, Detroit Cast listeners, bet you didn't know that May 6th is Nurses Day. So as a big thank you from the Hamlin Pubs, bring in your badge and you will receive 20% off your bill. Hey, Detroit Cast listeners, bet you didn't know that May 6th is Nurses Day. So as a big thank you from the Hamlin Pubs, bring in your badge and you will receive 20% off your bill. We also will give 20% off to all police, firefighters, and paramedics that day. And later that evening at 25 in Van Dyke, come in your best professional or sexiest nurse's uniform, and prizes will be awarded for best dress. Party starts at 9. Hope to see you all there. Be sure to visit HamlinPubs.com for more information.
Hey friends, it's Steve Gabar, the general manager at Zotford and Holly and DealsInTheD.com. Spring is here and we want to celebrate by 1, encouraging Big E to shower more often, 2, Mike to eat less often, 3, Jay to be smug way less often, and 4, by offering you some amazing deals on Ford Fusions and Ford Escapes. I can't promise the first 3 will happen, but I got number 4 in the bag. Lease a 17 Ford Fusion or a 17 Ford Escape for just $122 per month, and that's only 24 months. See our superlative deals and massive inventory at DealsInTheD.com.
The Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
All right. Welcome back to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay. It's actually kind of cool to talk to Debbie Schlessel. I haven't talked to her in quite a while.
That's funny.
You can imagine the shot. It's like reading a headline and then seeing like her picture.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Debbie, what?
So yeah, local people making national news.
Yeah.
It's
and
great.
I've known her for a long, long time, so it's kind of funny to catch up with her. And I'm sure people will be pissed, fans of Hannity or whatnot, and she can be rather divisive. But anyway, divisive. Yeah, I'm glad she at least talked to us and didn't just like go hiding. I would expect that.
Yeah,
from
she's got
her,
the balls to talk instead of
Yeah.
asked you.
Yep.
And
it's like
That's right. I even.
thanks a lot, Deb.
sitting there just like,
Isn't it true, sir? Okay. Monstrative about it, too. He's always
Yeah.
like, cocks it back. You know, like he's looking for a receiver open in the back of the end zone. Yeah.
she get into with her. They're old.
Ladies of the night.
It's our.
looking
So-
for
No, I don't
just
think
stop.
so.
Let me tell you this,
I
Jay.
really don't swear.
Yeah.
And I would tell it.
Did while talking to her that we both would have been like
We would have
had phone
banged.
sex or banged Bill O'Reilly or Roger Ailes for $9 million.
Yeah. That's uncomfortable.
And you know, out of context, if they just pull that line out, we're gonna be sitting there just like,
Isn't it true, sir? Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
And actually today I'd do it.
Yeah.
Actually, put him in front of me. I'd do it right now.
Let's be clear. If someone's listening to our deposition as we go right now, I'm going on record as declaring I would not only let Bill O'Reilly bang me up the can, I would be like blowing Roger Ailes while he was doing it for $9 million. And head held high for, yeah, it was the worst 10 minutes of my life. I'll admit it right here. Your Honor, it was the worst 10 minutes of my life, but tell it to me when I'm on my fucking yacht.
Human centipede.
Right.
Mike Walters.
Yes.
Mike, I got to tell you about the Hamlin Pub. They have 5 locations: Clarkston, Chesterfield, Rochester Hills, and 2 in Shelby Township. Hamlin Pub offers a wide selection of craft beers, most of which are brewed right here in Michigan. They have great happy hour specials Monday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m., and half-off appetizers on Monday. Check out all their specials at all 5 locations. Check out hamlinpubs.com for more information. We do have some email, Mike.
Yeah, we've gone a little long. I blame Debbie.
Yeah.
She can be windy at times. I thought you were going to as the crow flies her so bad, so many
I
times.
didn't want to be rude.
Well,
Let her get her.
When does that ever stop you?
good point.
She's a guest
Well
on our
put,
show. She's not our resident retard. She's a guest on our show.
A credentialed one at that.
Yeah, I guess that's.
Yeah.
Tony writes in, "Hey guys, listening to Poem 805. I'm wondering if Eric goes into the Chicago hooker story with his girlfriend present at the comedy show. Please give him the heads up to skip that story. Need to get that guy laid." Tony. E, did you do the Chicago hooker?
I did not, and I
Was
would.
it for that reason? Your girl's in the
No,
audience?
that's not the reason I didn't do it.
You
But
think she'd be impressed by that?
I had a thought last night where if I were to do a show, like if I were to be lucky enough to maybe get on a good stage somewhere,
Yeah.
and I would tell it if she would come out, if I would just do it or not, and I probably just would. You know what it is? What it is. It happened, and
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
Well, this puts me in an awkward position, Jay. I got to be honest with you because,
Oh no.
well,
What happened?
God damn it!
we don't have to get into anything.
I don't
right
want
now.
Mike to feel awkward. So just
Well,
you ought to just come out
Dude,
with it.
I don't know. Look, he's in love, and it's the first,
almost
probably
like
the
I like
last
that
time it's
movie.
ever going to happen, and so I don't want to be, causing turbulence in a
We'd like to
relationship
hold off
at
a little
all.
bit on this.
But
You just come out with it. Get it off your chest.
it's been weighing on me for a
I
good
know.
12 hours now, and it's killing me. But
I'd
there are.
rather wait.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Just maybe a little bit.
Oh no. What
gonna-
happened?
There's maybe one or two.
Is she pregnant?
No, it has nothing to do with her. She's a sweet. She's a good girl. She's a good woman. There may be, Jay, a story or two that E has held back on us for fear of judgment, and
E, did you try to flicker Bean?
it has nothing to do with her. They're old stories too.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
E.
and let me tell you this,
I
Jay.
really
Let me
Peeling the onion.
Hold on. Let me
Okay.
tell you. Let me just say this, and we don't have to get into it. E, I totally respect your privacy and how you want to handle this. They
Just
will
for
be
now.
revealed on this show at some point. They're rather spectacular. And that's knowing what I know about E and all of his onion peeling and
Hookers.
stories. Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
They're-
Oh, we.
Let me wait for another
we.
time to tell this story, but it's the reason that I made that big declaration that I was done with hookers last year.
Remember that?
Yeah, dude.
Dude.
Yeah, he got all like, fuck, dude. I'm done. I just.
And I haven't since. I haven't called any back page girls or
Is that what
anything like-
sparked the call to Sarah in the middle of the night where you were feeling all guilty?
No.
Oh, I thought she talked to you about hookers one time. And was
No,
like,
I don't
just
think so.
stop it, E. Just
No,
stop.
I don't give a fuck about
Yeah,
that.
he didn't care what
It was
Sarah
more
Titties
just
thinks.
it was more just a
He more cares what you think.
No, it was also
Son of a bitch, look what you've done to him! What did you do?
What did I do? What?
Shame.
It's a-
You hold people in shame, and you're filled with judgment, and you've broken our E.
E, I know you're a
know.
John.
It's all right. It's
I know you've
Okay,
paid
it's-
ladies of the night.
it's all right. I will tell
It's the
this.
oldest profession, E. Nothing to be
I
ashamed
will
about.
tell this story, but I want to hold off maybe a little bit here. But it's the reason I stopped. It's the reason I finally was like, I'm done with this shit. I'm
Now I got you.
kind of getting dangerous.
Did one of them poop on you? You had to
No.
get tested.
No.
You had to get tested.
No. It was
Kind
more
of getting
a,
dangerous.
No.
You found yourself in a bad area.
Just.
We'll just hold on. All right, E. All
I'll
right.
tell the story. I will tell the story.
I'm
Promise.
sorry I
at some
mentioned it,
point.
but
yes, I will tell the story at another point.
I
can't
did wanna
believe there
at-
happened to be like a situation where it could have came up today. I told him last night, telling him, going like, dude, can we give a month at least on this? Can we just not come in tomorrow and be like?
I was
this
like, if it
happened?
comes up naturally tomorrow, then it comes up naturally tomorrow. He's like, fair enough. And then your fucking first email.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
My appetite is wet.
You should be.
It's
Good.
It's maybe one of my best stories.
Oh my God.
And it's
this
never
is
been
great.
told anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah,
Looking
so.
forward to it.
Yeah, that's a tease, folks.
Dave writes in, here's what thwarted Walter's Italian Film Festival. How do you follow that? You know?
Yeah, I know.
Damn it,
Oh,
I'm sorry.
It may be E's best story, but let's talk about what
Part
thwarted
of me is
Mike's
sorry.
Italian
Maybe I
Film
I couldn't
Fest.
find a parking spot in Ann Arbor. Wow.
Let's hear
Fascinating.
why.
Let's dive more into this.
Mike, only in Ann Arbor. Yes, I grew up there and still enjoy its quirkiness. Look, it was related to Earth Day. Ann Arbor, what do we want? Evidence-based science. When do we want it? After peer review. That's the headline to a
Yeah.
article. Those chants rang out at several thousand people participated in the Ann Arbor March for Science on Saturday, April 22nd, gathering on the University of Michigan campus for a rally before marching through the streets downtown. There's only one problem. You
Yeah.
went Friday.
I went Friday. Yeah.
Explain that, Dave!
Yeah, that's exactly
Were
what I
people
was
getting
gonna say.
excited for the day before? Was there tailgating going on?
For the Science March.
Yeah,
in their
the nerds
spot.
were out partying all day. No, it was just where the building was and the housing. Like they're just honestly, we drove around for 25 minutes and could not find a spot, even in the parking structures.
Was it by any chance the same theater where we saw Wiener?
I think we drove past that
The
at one
movie
point.
Wiener, by the way.
Yeah, not each other's. We might have driven past there, but I don't remember
No, okay.
exactly.
Jeff writes in, Smug, Schlub, and Tug, bonjour! Whilst I'm usually on your side, Jay, I must take issue with your grievance on bikes being run over. As another person that grew up with shitty track shoes, tough skins, and a fucking Huffy, you cheap son of a bitch. You grew up with this shit, and now your kid has to use your bike? So again, remember, Russell took my bike,
Yeah.
and that's what got run over by the neighbor. You can buy a mountain bike at Walmart for under $200. May not be as sweet as a mongoose back in our day, but god damn it! Hence, I declare you, sir, a 50-year-old single woman, or at least old man / and/or pussy. Good day, Sir Jeff. Look, the truth is, Russell and Manny, and Sweet Pie even, they've had several bikes.
Yeah.
Several kid bikes. The problem is Russell, grew, and we just
He
never
grew a
got
lot
around.
quick, too.
Yeah, and
He's
we
really shot up
and
lately.
Manny got a new bike, an adult-sized bike when he shot up, and then Russell shot up kind of out of the blue, and
Yeah.
I just hadn't got around to getting him a bike.
Dude, honestly, the last time I saw him, I was like, holy shit. Like, in a couple months' time, he's like,
He's probably taller than you.
yeah. Yeah.
He shot up. So in my
Big
defense,
time.
I just didn't kind of have time to get him a new bike, okay?
Yeah.
In the meantime, he was stealing mine.
And that wasn't your grievance anyways. I don't mean to take issue. I'd love to pile on you. I really would. But your grievance was about people not paying attention.
Oblivious people.
Yeah.
man.
So it fit your argument because it had just happened, but that was really your bitch.
Yeah.
So
So, Jeff, you've honed in on the wrong thing,
Yeah.
but I'll take it. Michael writes in, on the subject of kickstands, I currently own 4 bikes, 0 of which have kickstands. Just wanted to weigh in on the issue. Good day. Still scoffing over
I
there.
don't
E?
really care, I guess. Fine, I guess I didn't realize
You're
it was
giving in? You're giving in.
Beth told me over
No.
the weekend that she's like, they are so wrong. You are not a homo if you have a kickstand on your bike.
Oh,
I
that
can,
makes
I
me
can
feel
see
better.
Beth with her single speed bike with a basket on the front.
Beth-
right?
Beth's-
Big
Beth's-
wide handlebars. I
she-
can totally see
you
her,
see-
like in a
so-
sundress, going down the road with a fucking
Dude,
basket.
Beth coming to my defense on this case does
Yeah.
not help me.
You think this hurts your case?
I think it's worse that she said that.
Well, yeah. maybe.
Freshly picked flowers in
Dude,
the front
you
basket.
guys have the wrong idea. Beth would not be caught dead on a basketed bicycle wearing a sundress.
Really?
No. Fuck no.
E, you with me?
She wouldn't.
believe
I'm
that
just
she
telling
would.
you.
Okay.
Believe me, I
Whether
can pile
she-
on Beth as much as the next guy.
Yeah,
but
you probably know her better than me.
yeah, she would not.
The
She's
whole
not
carnal
one of
knowledge
those.
and all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What with the carnal knowledge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason writes in, gentlemen, I'd like to chime in on the kickstand issue on Psalm number 801. Now it's a psalm. It's not a proverb, it's a psalm. I have a real bike and do ride it frequently. There's no kickstand. Kickstands are not needed, Jason.
What to say? What?
Yeah.
My bike
Okay,
has a
it's just-
kickstand.
All right,
Whatever.
it's settled.
My dad's
Yeah.
bike that I use, because I don't even honestly have my own bike anymore, because I rarely use bikes. I go to it has a kickstand.
Can't
so I
believe
don't
your
know.
dad hasn't bought you a bike.
Right? Yeah.
I saw what you did to his cross-country skis, though. I'm worried about his
Good
bike.
point.
JPC Fourth writes in with superhero expertise. Hey, King, that was a nice interview with David. The show Gotham is obviously in my wheelhouse. However, not to piss in the little guy's cornflakes, but Warner Brothers will absolutely never let someone don the cape and cowl on network TV. Dude,
Why?
the cape and cowl.
Cowl?
That's like the little head thing.
Is that what that is?
Us superhero junkies have pined for years to see a Batman television series. The source material, including his rogues gallery, would provide an endless amount of TV content, but Batman and Marvel's counterpart Spider-Man is the golden goose at the box office, so Warner Brothers will never give the character away for free. Fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live.
We'll do it live. Okay. No. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Do it live.
That's my favorite part about
thing
that.
sucks.
Do it.
No, I'll write it. I'll write it. He
It's
puts
the
that
way he
little
said,
break.
I'll write it, and then we'll do it live.
Just the common man, you know. That's
Right?
just-
What? All he comes
O'Reilly
back
being
to and
O'Reilly.
says, all he does is come
All
back
right,
and say,
new one from Sting to take us out.
Yeah, that
Thank
was
you for watching.
So hard. So hard, Bill.
what did he write exactly?
I'll write it, and we'll do it live.
I can't read it. There's no words on it. Fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live. Okay. No. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and
I'll
we'll do
write
it
it.
live.
It sounds so out of control.
I know.
God, man.
Imagine taking
Perspective.
issue with him at the house.
Yeah.
You know, that's the kind of guy that's going to go off because the food's not what he wanted.
Yeah.
Snap at the wife.
Many a maid has felt the wrath of Bill O'Reilly,
Ooh.
I'm sure.
Probably.
Chris writes in concerning a runaway tire story of his own. Gentlemen, I was enjoying episode number 803, except all the double vagina talk, and the subject of a loose tire came up again. This reminded me of my very own runaway tire situation. It was 1989, so there would be no smartphone video or YouTube evidence of said incident. I was driving my mother's car and ended up with a flat on I-96 in the Redford area. I went through the motions to change the offending tire only to discover the spare was also flat. Nice. Not having a cell phone or any other options, I had to get the tire fixed. I know, as the crow flies. I removed the tire, secured the vehicle, and proceeded up the embankment toward the service drive. A short walk later, I was at some sketchy-looking auto repair shop. The guy sold me a cheap used tire and had me on my way rather quickly. As I proceeded back to the car, I tossed the newly repaired tire over the fence so I could climb over it. Much to my horror, the tire bounced once and started rolling down the embankment. You can picture that on
yeah.
I-96, like in the
Yes.
Redford, Livonia area. Yeah.
Totally.
By this time, it was close to rush hour and getting quite busy. I just stood there in shock as the tire bounced and rolled down the hill and crossed all lanes of travel, hit the median wall, and bounced back across the freeway before settling down on the shoulder. Lucky for me and about 10 other or so drivers, no one hit the tire, and the rest of the tire change went without incident. Needless to say, there were many horns honking and finger waving, but no animals were harmed. Good day, sir, Chris.
Woo. Yeah, that could have ended way differently.
Oh, P.S. It's still okay to sleep with a T-shirt in my book.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thanks for writing.
Oh, there he is. I knew there was a listener out there that agreed with you. There he is.
What is wrong with sleeping with a T-shirt on?
I think it would be so uncomfortable to sleep
Nothing
without
if you're
one.
sleeping outside in the woods.
You guys must love your bodies. Do you like
Oh,
lay
yeah,
there and just
yeah.
like
I
rub
just
your
think it would be
nipples?
so uncomfortable without it.
I just
Your
can't
empty
believe
skin just-
all these dudes are like sleeping in the nude or sleeping topless. It's just weird to me.
Dude,
Honest to God.
here's the thing. If you move at all and you've got a shirt on, it bunches and it twists and it pulls, and then you find yourself like trying to straighten it back out. It's like, nah, fuck this. Let's go full on nude. I can't do nude. I shouldn't say nude. Never do
You're
I do
not
nude.
nude,
but
are you?
God, no.
So you're like boxer, no shirt.
Boxers and a shirt. I was on your side. In fact, most of the times I wear pajama
Oh,
pants
you
and a
are a
shirt.
shirt. Okay, I didn't realize that. I guess.
No shirt is. It seems ridiculous to
Yeah.
me. It seems like
Well-
it'd be so uncomfortable. Your empty skin against like the mat, or like the.
I'm with you,
sheet and
dude.
shit.
I would just feel, I don't know, like,
No,
like
anytime-
Oh, look at me, so sexy, laying in my bed.
I'll
I
give
don't
you
know.
that. Anytime you can be on the east side in an argument is a good side to be on. So you guys are making me at least look at your
Yeah.
side on this.
We'll save the rest for tomorrow, Mike.
All right. Well, let's get out of here. Thanks to Debbie Schlessel for popping on today and bumming out anyone at Fox News. Certainly Sean Hannity will not be happy. We look forward to our deposition. And have a great rest of the day, everybody. Is that all we got? We're good?
We're good.
Good? Got all our reads in and everything?
We do.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow, guys.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.